What's going on, everyone? Badger here, and this story has blown up since we talked about it yesterday. It's made the rounds on all the sites. It's pissed off pretty much everyone, and all for about the same reason. And that's, of course, the main comment that Charmine has said, and that's that it's time for a woman to shape stories in Star Wars Galaxy. And a collective what the fuck by everyone was screamed. My favorite was Star Wars Theory, who his reply just said, "Go away," which is my like, just go away, just stop with this. I mean, if you haven't been paying attention, Star Wars has been shaped by a woman, Kathleen Kennedy, who's hired all the creatives. Heavy quotations when I say that. Yeah, she's a woman has been shaping them, and then this also ignores Harvey Weinstein personal assistant Leslie Headland, a woman who's going to do the acolyte, Deborah Chow, a woman of color, I believe, because Asian people are Asian or people of color. So a woman of color. So nothing about Charmine doing a movie is new, original, or special. Other women have done it. Also, was it Patty Jenkins? That's right. Remember that Rogue Squadron movie that was going to come out but didn't? Yeah. So women in Star Wars is nothing new, not in front of the camera or behind it. And the reactions were pretty unanimous. Uh, I think the best, like most copium one though, was this one from Screen Rant, where it says, Ray's next Star Wars movie has already become controversial for the most absurd reason. And then you go, okay, what is this one gonna say? What is this one gonna say is the absurd reason? And you scroll down here, and as such, here we go. As such, Star Wars fans less than enthused about the sequels only raised more concerns when it was announced that Rey Skywalker would return in an upcoming Star Wars project. Also attached to the Star Wars project movie is Charmine Obaid Chinoy as director, who recently voiced her excitement about the upcoming film. And of course, this is what she said, because he says this is taken out of context. So you tell me what you think the context of this statement is. I'm very thrilled about the project because I feel what we're about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now, and it's about time we had a woman come forward to shape a story in a galaxy far, far away. Okay, it's about time we have a woman come forward to shape a story in a galaxy far, far away. And I've already given you about 4 examples of women who have shaped story in the galaxy far, far away. The latter section of these comments, and here's where he's going to stretch and get some prime copium. The latter section of these comments only further the criticisms being pinned against Ray's new Jedi Order movie, with many stating that the comments disregard the women who have previously worked on the Star Wars franchise. They have. It does disregard them. This argument is taking Obaid Chinoy wildly out of context, as the filmmaker is clearly referring to her status as the first woman of color director of a thing, but she's not. Again, she wasn't clearly. And even if you take that slide, and now we're really fucking splitting hairs here, is like Deborah Troy wasn't theatrical; it was on Disney Plus. So she's the first. Okay, and I would throw that back that you're the first woman of color to direct a theatrical Star Wars movie. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Can you make a good one? Can you make a good one? And that's what this guy is going to try and cope with. Look at this. Star Wars fandom has nothing to fear from Charmin Ultra. I'm sorry, Charmin Obaid Chinoy. Despite these criticisms, it is clear that the Star Wars fandom has nothing to fear from Charmin. It's not fucking clear, but okay. The director is a fantastic filmmaker with a wealth of prior experience in the industry that promises a compelling, well made Star Wars film. And this is the one that was like, oh dear God. Obaid Chinoy's profile on the World Economic Forum. You know, the WEF, ESG, DEI, 15-minute cities, eating bugs. You will own nothing and be happy. That World Economic Forum outlines her fantastic prior work. Let's look at her prior work, right? Because clearly we have nothing to fear from her. Her prior work must be amazing and will line up perfectly with a fictional movie in a galaxy far, far away with lightsabers and Jedi, right? Here we have Charmine Obaid. Look, let's look as producer. Interesting. Let's see. I just produced. Hold on, let's go down to director. 3 upcoming. Let's go to the 15 previous. Oh, 2 episodes of Mrs. Marvel. Wonder why she was chosen for that. Okay. Fundamental gender justice, no exceptions. Yeah. Satara, Let Girls Dream, Freedom Fighters. Bahadur: Rise of the Warriors. Maybe that's animated. It's a okay. It's a kids movie, animated, so she's not directing that. Uh, Girl in the River: The Price of Forget. Okay, if you haven't figured it out, all of her shit, like the majority of it, are for women's struggles in the middle, and that's great. 100%. You should probably stick to making documentaries and calling to light those very real world problems. I don't think anyone wants to see Ray go to a planet where girls aren't allowed to go to school, and they're sold off into marriages. Yeah, like, 'cause I don't understand what she's going to bring unless what they're saying is true. And this entire movie is going to be feminism, the movie, in which case, well, we see how that's going to work out. I can't wait. This gets juicier and more the more you read and look into it. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe we're just all overreacting. Maybe this is great. Maybe she's going to make a perfectly balanced movie where men will be depicted fairly and women will be depicted fairly, and the story will make sense and characters will be great and well developed, and they'll act in line with how they should. And maybe we'll all be rich billionaires and pigs will fly out of the sky shooting lasers out of their asses. Either of those could happen in equal measure. I think the chances are about 50-50 of which one of those will be real. In the meantime, this will probably just be divisive shit that hates on men, makes women perfect, and has Ray just beating the patriarchy for 2 hours. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you've already done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And we will see you on the next one.